for a dance party, guys. And I... It's true, guys. It's really all I want. I just want someone that will just sometimes grab me and just start dancing. I just want to be, you know, I just love that masculine energy that just wants to rugby tackle you to the floor. I love that. I have lots of friends that do it, but I don't like it when it's done in aggression. I really don't like it then. But yeah, so that's what I want, guys. I just want a man that wants to do the tango, like literally and metaphorically, kind of thing. Just a sexy dance together, you know, one where you are kind of committing to the flow, you know, and you're willing to do that, and you're going to go there, and you're going to talk about it, you know, and everyone is emotionally mature, kind of thing, and not selfish and withholding, you know. I mean, I've got a long list, guys. I've got a long list, and I am prepared to be single because I just absolutely will not you know, I won't take second best. I just won't, okay, because I know I'm worth it, right? I just do, you know. And actually there was something I'd said on the last video that I wanted to pick up on because I didn't actually finish it. Anyway, guys, but one of the things that I actually keep meaning to talk about that I just haven't had a chance to, I know you won't be interested over on bitch shit, for God's sake, because all you care about is the bloody mundane. Shows how interesting your lives are. Come on, guys, get with the magic already, and then you will have transcended the matrix. That's the whole point. You have to choose it, okay? It isn't going to just fall into your lap, and it certainly isn't. I mean, I am the kind of person, okay, that is so healthy and well, okay, that I can pay a little bit of attention to what's going on in the mundane. I can. And I always know what they're going to do before they do it anyway, okay? So I'm just really, you know, watching just to see if they are, you know, behaving in a textbook way, like textbook narcissists, and they are, okay? They just simply are, you know. So you have to choose, you make a choice, okay, to not get involved in their bullshit. Now, they are talking about, apparently, I haven't heard anything about it because I fully don't listen to the mainstream news, apart from the tiny little bit that kind of seeps into my soul on the radio here, but it's very unusual, and I've only just started listening to the radio again. I quite like it for coming up on in here to have a, you know, different kind of songs and things like that I'm not expecting. And you know, so we have to unplug, okay? You unplug yourself from the matrix. Number one, okay, if you really want to you know, say, like, escape the matrix, right, you know, and not pay taxes, you aren't doing that by going to Dubai, okay? I can tell you that for right now. You want to prove that you are escaping the matrix, you do that in your own goddamn country, okay? Because taxes are illegal. So you have to prove it, that you know it, okay, and that you aren't taking any more of their bullshit, okay? And find a way to say it to them strongly. There's loads of those blue, I can't believe it, those purple flowers are just lining. They are serious. They're so unusual as well. Anyway, and so you choose to just, so I wanted to say, actually, because I keep hearing, people talk about, apparently they're going to put out an emergency message to your phone, that they're doing the conscription thing. Okay, right, well, that's totally illegal as well, and I'll be saying to my son, just fucking ignore it. And I need to say to him, do not ever, put your name on a census ever. And if they know your address, guess what? You're going to have to move. It's actually quite easy when you're young like that, because you are moving around a lot. You don't really stay in one place. I mean, to be fair, my son has actually got a really good, affordable place that he's staying in now. Which, to the extent that if he were to move, he'd probably find that house prices have gone up since he moved in there. So he does want to stay, because he also has a studio that he's paying for. So, but okay. So the first thing you do is you have to be quite clear. You're not interested. You're not interested, and even say that to the evil, in your own life, kind of thing. Commune with the divine, pray to God, have a deep soul connection and relationship with Pachamama, okay, with the God and Gaia combined, okay, really commune with them, and just block out the outside world. Now, this was really something that I wanted to, so I'm just going to bring it in here because it makes sense. One of the things that I really wanted to talk to people about, and I'd mentioned to someone who feels that they have an issue with, it's a man, okay, he has a penis, the penis goes outside the body, okay, and then because men have been hypersexualized historically, okay, yes, it is the women now. I've been saying it since my old channel. It was one of the first things I said that made me unpopular. Young women now are like Muslim men, okay, and that was before we even had them, taking over our country, okay. So they are forcing men to have sex with them, okay. I've seen it, with narcissistic women kind of my age as well, but it's just that, it's more women now that are masculine, whereas at my age it was very few, okay. So the women are overtly seducing the men to the point where, it could actually be construed, just all those purple flowers I'm seeing them along the side of the A roads now. There's loads. They're taking over. They really, really are. It's incredible. So what you have to do in that case, particularly if you're being pursued by a young woman, okay, that you're trying to get to back the fuck off, right? Because they don't, like these men, they won't take no for an answer, okay? And some men need to have that experience now. They do. They need to get into a situation. There's more there. Oh my God, guys. They need to get into a situation whereby they are forced by women now, because they've been so forceful in their lives with their women, and so, to the point where they won't go away. They won't actually leave. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about, actually. Was this idea of being an extreme empath and blah blah blah, and monogamy and stuff like that. I do want to talk about that, but for right now, let's just go here and we'll see if we've got time. So some men do actually need to have a very, I won't say strong woman, because, that forceful narcissism is weak. It's very weak. It doesn't want to be seen by anyone. It will just be a perpetrator, okay, in a covert way, in relationship, by taking somebody into another room, by saying, oh, I really want to have a word with you, and taking you away from the group to single you out, okay, and force you into behaviours that that you don't even have a chance to consider, is this what I want to do, often. Okay, so that's what needs to happen now. Older men actually need to get into a relationship with younger women who are very forceful and aggressive. Okay, but if you are, a person who, a man in particular, or a woman now, who is very in that outer kind of masculine, unrestrained sort of lack of self-control and self-discipline kind of sort of situation, where you're always looking out for somebody to make you feel better, for somebody to make you, to make you feel good, but you never feel good, and you will never feel good as long as you want somebody, you give that responsibility to somebody else. You want them to make you feel better. They won't never make you feel good, okay? But they can make you feel, something in the moment. As long as they are giving you affirmation, you feel good. And as soon as they take it away, you drop. Is to go inside yourself, okay? That's the feminine way. The feminine way is to follow your innate, intuitive impulse, okay? It's a feeling. It's not something that you see and follow. It's a feeling that you allow to arise within you, okay? It's like pulling up the orgasm to have a full body experience with it. You have to close your eyes and you put your attention down. You put your attention and intention deep, deep down into the well of the body, into your cunt. Okay, because people are getting that word wrong. Cunt means deep well of wisdom. The witches were cunts. Okay, they just were a full container of channeled intuitive wisdom that comes from deep within the earth. Okay, so that's a cunt, right? And it's a holy well as well. Okay, so it's holy wisdom, a well of holy wisdom that is just intuited. Okay, it just comes. It's not like something you learn, right? That's the difference. And we need to get away from the learning, away from the books, because anything that's written down we assume is for real, okay? And it isn't, probably, possibly, maybe, who knows? You do your own research, okay, by doing your own experiments. So the first thing you need to do is you need to come inside. You need to feel inside. And so the best two ways to do that are, one, like I said, just to close your eyes, just to be in meditation. But to get used to that feeling of going in, okay, you also need to ground. I said this in my live the other day, and one of my sisters really came to notice it, okay, and this is what I mean. When you're on your own trajectory of spiritual awakening, okay, you will have the exact same awakenings as everyone else. It will be in a slightly different language. It will be in your own understanding and innerstanding and overstanding of the one truth. Okay, there is one truth. Okay, one truth, and that's why religion isn't real. It isn't real. All war is based on it, and if you're choosing a religion, okay, then you are choosing war, right? I'm just going to say it. But you have got the opportunity to choose sovereign spirituality. And that, and if you feel like you are trapped, okay, because people do get trapped in the God lineage of church, okay, I've been there. You are trapped by your oppressors, who are, the other churchgoers. They are oppressors because they will not allow you to have sovereign thought. They want you just to be part of the hive mind, and they will, and they don't leave you alone. Okay, I've already talked about that. So, and you feel good because of it. It feels like community, okay, but that is a really fake community. Real, true community can only happen one way: after everyone's been alone. And then they know what it feels like to be alone. They'll have some experience of being lonely, but the whole point is that you become alone and you love being alone. And when you have fully come to a place where you love being alone and you can't imagine allowing anyone to destroy your peace, okay, that is when you're ready to be in relationship and to forge communities, okay? So as long as you're grasping and you're needing and you're needy, okay, you aren't ready, and you're just going to create destruction for yourself first and foremost, really. But you're probably either a feeder or an enabler of a dynamic that isn't serving you or your partner, okay? So all relationships, if they want to have any longevity at all, have to go through a separation period, okay? They just simply do. Obviously, you're going to have the first dance, and you see where you're at, and you see what you need to improve on. And then if you really feel that there's longevity in that relationship, separate, okay? You go into the separation. If you can't go into the separation, it's usually because you're full of fear, number one, and you know that that person isn't for you, and you're scared that they're going to find somebody else. Well, then let them, because the only thing that connection's ever going to do is bring you down, and is going to feel, like you're in a hell realm, okay? You've created a hell realm for yourself, and it's never going to get better. It really, really isn't, okay? So you go in first and foremost with just the meditation, okay, of sitting, closing the eyes, bringing the attention into your sense of self. Then you want to bring the attention down. You have to ground down. You're just too flighty. Particularly if you're drinking coffee, okay? Particularly if you're an air sign, right? Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, okay? And, or have a lot of that energy in your chart, you're going to be very flighty, you're going to be very in your head, you're going to be hyperactive, potentially ADHD, okay? And you need to ground the energy down. You need to bring your mind back into your body. So that means, in order to do that, you have to get into a place where you remember to do it every day, several times a day in the initial, okay? And it isn't until you actually start doing this that your reactivity is going to come to the fore. And that will be when you're reactive all the time. For it doesn't go on for very long. It might be a month or so, but every single day, and you might even have an experience like I did, which was all day, every day, for about a month. I was in heightened anxiety. It was coming out of my body, and I was just like, oh my god, I just didn't know. I was just so anxious all the time, and I just had to breathe, okay? So, and that's your body showing you where you need to breathe, and you breathe into that area, okay, to open it up, to start to open what is become very compressed and unconscious as a result, okay? So you breathe it open, and then that's when, you've gone into the anxiety. Now is going to come out the reactivity. You want to be around someone that you can trust and who is willing to hold that space for you, okay? And, it's like I said about the sister. She sort of said, she goes, I don't even know why we're talking about going 5D. I'm coming to realize I need to embody in this reality first, in the 3D. Yes, sister. I had the same realization. I realized that I ain't going nowhere quick. You are staying in 3D until you fully embody your body. That means you have to take full responsibility for it. You cannot fully embody your body as long as it's in pain. You have to work it out. You have to bring the light of illumination to the issue so you can flush it out. If you don't know what you're holding, if you don't know what's stuck, then it will stay stuck. There is no healing until you work it out, okay? The only way you can work it out is through breath and movement. You cannot work it out just in the sitting, okay? So that's when you sit, you close your eyes, you ground down, you do the meditation. You may need to, I needed to, and you will too, do guided hypnosis meditation. Okay? You can still be in the world, but not of it. Okay? If and when you choose to escape the matrix, and you choose it by not escaping yourself anymore. Your brain is in the your mind, okay, is in the ether. Your center is 6 foot out in front of you. You don't know who you are or where you're going.